You're listening to Forged from Fat. For everyone who's been afraid to step up, this is for you, the All Things Life podcast. Your hosts, John and Kieran, are two regular guys with one common goal, to lift you up. Enjoy the show.
What up? And welcome to another episode of Forged from Fat. I am fresh off vacation, fresh off quarantine. What up? I'm Kieran, in case you don't recognize my voice, because we do sound exactly the same and we look exactly the same. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I'm with my buddy John. John, what's up, man?
Oh, another day in the life, and I noticed you're fresh-faced again.
I did. I had to. I'm back to work yesterday, so I had to shave, and I was hoping to. There's a barbershop in town that I go to that's like a straight razor style, like cool little barbershop with, wood paneling all over the walls. And I was hoping to get in there to get a straight raise on the face, but they weren't available. So I had to do it myself.
Oh, son of a bitch. Looks good.
I like it. I had a beard almost my whole facial hair growing period before the fire department. Mm-hmm. And I was bummed that I had to cut it, but it's been 9 years. 9 years yesterday actually was my anniversary. Damn. And I just prefer it with no beard now.
How's it feel to be back at work?
It's good. We're still not a full staff. We still got some other people on quarantine. And there's been a lot of rain lately, so it's just a drag, really. But I'm glad to be back at work. My wife's back at work. So we got a little bit of normalcy. Like I said, we just got back from vacation. We're heading back out to vacation on Thursday to West Virginia. So I'm looking forward to that. Some country living for the weekend.
That's awesome. Yeah, we were up.
Renting a camper.
Nice.
We're not taking it there. We're gonna get it while we're there, and then park it in on our uncle's property. That's
awesome. We've been wanting to do that too.
It's the camping thing has been big topic of conversation just because it looks fun. When we've done it, we every summer we go to like a state park, but we don't camp. We get a cabin just because my wife's not into tent camping, which I don't blame her at all because it can be miserable. And we don't own a camper because we don't have anywhere to put it here in our neighborhood. Our HOA is a bunch of I don't want to say what they are, but they're very strict. So, we can't put a camper on the side of the house or anything like that. So this will be fun. And this will be the first time my kids are in a camper. So we'll see how they like it.
The camper life, man. That'd just be awesome. That's one of Taylor and mine retirement plans is to renovate a camper or a Sprinter van or something like that and just frickin' travel.
Wouldn't it be fun? It'd be a lot of fun. I told my oldest when he graduates high school, I want to take him cross country and hit up all the baseball stadiums in an RV.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
I got to get him to like baseball a little bit more though before we do that because he doesn't. There you go. He might not like it. But you're in the middle of hockey, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you a hockey fan or no?
Nah, not as much as I used to be.
I was just looking at the playoff stuff. I'm a Flyers fan only because they're from Philly. But I only know like a handful of players and I only watch the playoffs, and you can call me a bandwagon fan all you want. I'll admit it. But who's Minnesota?
Wild.
I was gonna say I know Minnesota's got a team. I just couldn't think of it. The Wild, but they're not in the playoffs, I don't think.
Nope, they got knocked out.
Oh, okay. With this bubble, the playoff bubble thing, right?
Yep.
The weirdest stuff, man. This bubble stuff is crazy.
This whole year is crazy.
Yeah, I saw a shirt the other day. It said 2020 and had 1 star. Would not recommend, right? It's like a Yelp ad.
Definitely not.
Well, man. So speaking of campers, right?
Yes, I was just going to say that.
And that wasn't even planned. We just started talking. But speaking of campers, we are our guest today is Jacob Waymack. Waymack. I'll have to ask him, but him and his wife Natalie they already renovated an RV, and they're traveling cross country, right?
Yep.
She's a travel nurse. He's a stud. They've both had some good success with keto and carnivore and working out, and being, just awesome people. So like I was telling you earlier, we might not even talk about keto. I just want to talk about this RV renovation process and all that good stuff.
Yep, and he is waiting, so I'm going to let him on in here.
Well, man, he looks
there's
different
the
on
RV.
video. He looks different on video.
He must have stepped away for a quick second.
Oh, man, he's showing off his RV.
At least he's all set. Yeah, that thing looks amazing compared to the befores.
Yeah, and I've seen like the what are those shows like Little Houses or Tiny Houses or whatever? It's amazing what people can do in those tiny spaces. And you mentioned earlier the Sprinter van.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, a lot of people are doing those too.
It's crazy what they can put in those things.
I know. It's like you make it a little actual house.
Mm-hmm. They had a guy. I think we're still connecting to his audio, but they had a guy I think he played for the Blue Jays baseball in the minor leagues and was living out of a van during spring training that was set up like that.
Hold on a second.
We got you.
I can hear you.
Jeez. Not working.
Life on the road.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, man? How are you?
Doing wonderful. How are y'all?
Good. So where are you exactly?
I'm in Long Beach, Washington.
Dude, how long is that beach? Because I saw your Jeep post about the longest beach.
It is 28 miles.
Oh, wow.
It is the longest drivable beach in the world, supposedly.
That's so
really?
awesome.
I've never even heard of it.
Basically, the beach, the guy was telling us, is like a state highway, sort of. So, like, all the normal traffic rules apply and everything. So,
really? So
That's
now,
awesome.
Are you guys from Washington?
no.
Okay, so all right. So before we get into that, because that's a really cool story I want to hear. Who are you? Who the heck are you, man? What do you do? Why are you here? Why do we want to talk to you? give us some.
What's
story.
your story?
Yeah.
So I was recently, not too long ago, an environmental scientist. Y'all know my wife. She got into the keto space, which is how we all met. And at first I was pretty hesitant to get into that, but I kind of jumped in with her, and I actually didn't have an Instagram or any social media before then. And saw how well she was doing on there, and it kind of inspired me to try and do something along that same vein, just provide some value to people and connect with people. And so that's kind of how I met you guys. But I like to work out. I was doing strongman for a while. That kind of got put on the back burner while, COVID and all that stuff kind of came about. And then this RV stuff came about. And, oh, man, here I am. Here we are.
So how did the RV stuff come about? Whose idea was it?
So it's something we had kind of seen people doing and stuff, and we were like, man, that'd be really cool. And that little seed kind of got planted, and we were just kind of rolling along with it, thinking, yeah, that'd be cool to do one day, maybe it'd be cool to do. And then, like I said, the COVID stuff started happening earlier this year, and we're like, we need to do something. We need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Or something. But Natalie actually applied for CRNA school, and once she got through the application process and we're waiting to hear back, we're like, okay, if you don't get into CRNA school, it's RV time. That's our fallback plan.
So were you secretly hoping she didn't get in, or
a little bit? Yeah.
So she's doing the travel nursing now, right?
Not yet. She's not doing it yet.
Okay.
That's kind of a working plan. Right now, we're just flying by the seat of our pants. She does some online sales stuff, so we got a little bit of income coming in through that. We're just kind of living off savings right now for the time being.
Yeah, you were supposed to come to Minneapolis for that your strongman contest, right?
Yeah. So last July, I qualified for the Strongman Nationals, which was in Minneapolis this year, in June, I think, late June. And for the first part of the year, I had no idea if that was actually going to go through or not. I actually was doing a little bit of coaching, get my nutrition on point, because I had to cut weight for the competition, because I qualified at lightweight, so I had to compete at lightweight. And then just nothing really seemed to be improving for the COVID stuff, and I'm like, I'm not going to keep dumping money into coaching or anything. And, everybody got hit with quarantine stuff. In different ways. So it just went out the door really. And then this, like I said, the RV stuff popped up and we're like, that's what I dedicated all my time to. So.
Yeah. So we've been watching I've been watching, I know Kieran has too, and probably a ton of other people, your renovation from start to where you are now.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I don't know how you haven't smashed out half the windows because of frustration. Do you have a construction background, or what? How did you is this Google that's helping you, or how are you doing all this?
My dad is extremely handy, and I picked up quite a bit from him. He's an electrician. He always worked on our house, and did any work we had on the house. If it was something he could do, he would do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just learned a good bit from him. Had a little bit of construction background, but not the finishing type of construction, more like the demo and like the dirty work kind of thing.
The fun part, right?
But I don't know. I guess, like I said, I probably just got my handiness from my dad, really. So a little bit of Googling and YouTubing for sure on some of this stuff. Some of this stuff I had never touched before. But yeah, I mean, dude, I quit my job May 29th, and we just got on the road last Sunday. Not yesterday Sunday, but the Sunday before.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That tells you how long it took to do everything.
So how was that search for the RV? I mean, obviously you guys had something in mind. Were you looking for something you wanted to renovate, or did you want a turnkey style? Or
the day one, yes, we wanted to renovate because we were planning on pretty much living in it full time. I mean, we still have our house and everything, so if something goes awry, we can go back home. It's not a big deal, it's our fallback contingency plan. But yeah, it's something because we were going to be living in it, we wanted it to be pretty homey. I don't know if you've ever really been in RVs, but they're kind of gross. I mean, they're all carpet. Like I literally was digging carpet out of like the inside of the dash when I was renovating this thing. It was so nasty. But like I said, we wanted it to be homey, what we wanted. So we were planning on renovating regardless. So we ended up looking on the lower end of the budget spectrum, and we found several that were okay, and they were definitely in our price range, but we were just like, nothing was quite fitting. And we went to a dealer a couple times, looked at several of them, and the dealer, after probably a week or two of harassing him, he was like, have you ever looked at Facebook Marketplace? People sell stuff on there all the time. We're like, oh no, we never considered that.
Mm-hmm.
We went home that night and literally got on Facebook Marketplace. Nat got on Facebook Marketplace, and she was like, babe, I found it. And so we looked at it, and I was like, damn, that's the one. I mean, that looks nice. I'm sure y'all seen in the pictures, we got like the H windows and the skylights. And so she messaged the lady, and literally like right after she messaged the lady, the price dropped by like $6,000 or something like that. I don't know. And we're like, holy crap, this is a sign. Like, get it. Tell the lady we're coming right now, But that's how we found it. So Facebook Marketplace, of all places.
Jeez.
Damn, because those things are not cheap.
No.
Especially that style.
Really cheap ones. Yeah, you can find some really cheap ones, but I think this thing was like pretty luxury when it was new. It had like real hardwood cabinetry and stuff, not like the plywood, fake hardwood stuff. You know what I'm talking about? So it was pretty nice. I mean, it was a nice RV, but just having been lived in and carpet and just all that good stuff. So
what was the hardest project in the RV to tackle?
Everything. Some of the demo stuff was actually pretty hard. The big box tube TVs, like back in the 90s and stuff. I mean, they're like 100 pounds for a TV this big. So those were like mounted up up on the ceiling, basically, like in these shelving things. And getting those out was freaking, oh my God, it was horrible. But
yeah,
I mean, everything was it wasn't too bad. I mean, it took a long time, just because it was all new to me, really. But
Right. What year is the RV?
it's an '05.
Okay, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
So you didn't find anything crazy like inside the walls or anything like that?
Oh, I found tons of crazy stuff, man. I mean, that's what I tell people. Every time I pulled up something, some piece of carpet or this or that, it's like water damage here, water damage there. I actually took out one of the last parts I demoed was up around the seats, because I needed to take it in for to get some of this stuff inspected before I continued doing the demo, and I had to be able to drive it. So I just didn't bother with taking the seats or anything out. Finally got it back, pulled out the seats, and started ripping up carpet. And I was like, "Ugh, that doesn't look good." And I kind of stepped on it with my foot under the passenger seat. My foot went straight through, and I was standing on the tire. So, I mean, yeah, it was rough. Had to replace the ceiling, just everything. I mean, there was water damage everywhere. But,
I mean, it looks awesome behind you. It looks brand new.
Yeah, it's like I said, two and some odd months of sun up to sundown, freaking in this thing.
Wow, damn.
Nonstop.
Did the previous owners live in it full time, or was it?
No. It was an older couple. They were retired, and they had it just for recreational use. And they were just getting to the point where they couldn't really get in and out of it very easily. They couldn't, I guess the husband or whatever was having some health issues, so he couldn't keep up with it like he used to be able to. So it was time for them to get rid of it, and it worked out pretty well for us. They said they were looking for the right couple to sell it to, and they actually had a cash offer from another couple. But because we were there and they liked us, they were like, "We'll hold on to it for you if you give us a little down payment, and then go from there."
Yeah.
So it worked out pretty well for us.
That's awesome.
The stars aligned for that one.
Yeah, for sure.
And so where did y'all start?
Here. This is our first stop.
Okay.
So we originally from Arkansas.
Okay.
Central Arkansas, and we were in Long Beach, Washington. That is about, give or take, 2,500 miles, and we did that in 6 days.
How many stops?
We stopped every night. We joined this thing called Harvest Host. If you're in the RV world, probably know of it, maybe. If not, definitely check it out. It's basically wineries, breweries, farms, all these places that you get to stay for free as long as you have your own, if you're a self-contained unit. If you have your own water, electricity, stuff like that, you can't be a tent or a pop-up camper or something like that.
Right.
It has to be self-contained. But they let you stay there for free under the assumption that you'll go in, buy a bottle of wine or whatever.
Right, you'll give back to the local economy, right?
Exactly. So that's what we did part of the way here. We actually had quite a mishap several weeks back. It was our first. We got most of the renovations done, and we were going to drive it to her parents' house, and they live a little over 100 miles from us, and we broke down almost before we got to their home.
There was a fuel pump or something, right? Or
that was the generator, which is
okay.
But it was the catalytic converters were both clogged up. I don't know if you know anything about catalytic converters, but they can pack them junk inside there. And the guy showed me a picture. It was literally a pile of stuff came out of the catalytic converters.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It was all trash and debris. And all the spark plugs were crap. The AC compressor was out, all these things. And I was like, dude, just fix everything. While you got it open, fix everything.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay multiple people. I just want to pay one person if I can. And it set us back a little bit. But being in Arkansas in the middle of nowhere almost, I think helped us price-wise, to be honest. So I'm glad that happened there and not in Oregon or Washington or in the middle of the desert somewhere or
right.
Like that.
So is there a giant map somewhere in this RV that you've got spots pinned that you want to go, or is there a plan, or is it just we're driving and we'll figure out where we get when we get there?
Basically, the way here, we bought a Garmin unit that is specific. You might hear my cats fighting in the background. Sorry. We bought a Garmin unit that's specifically for RVs. You can put in your height, weight, length, all that stuff, so it won't take you on tiny little roads that you can't get through.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I mean, I at first I just Google mapped how to get to Washington, because we found this RV park that we like. It's the closest one to the beach, and we're 500 feet from the beach.
That's awesome.
And
So
this is where we
jealous.
wanted to come. So I just figured out what path generally we were taking, and I found those harvest host locations, and just kind of deviated a little bit as I needed to be able to stay wherever we could stay.
So then there is no set plan. Whenever you guys decide to leave Washington, you'll pick a spot to where you're going to go next?
Pretty much, yeah.
Just kind of got to go around.
If I had better foresight, I would have planned this out like months ago, but we're kind of...
You were too busy, man.
Yeah, for sure. But the good campsites are pretty much all booked up. This is the year of the RV, if y'all were not aware.
Really?
RV sales are higher than they've ever been. Freaking campsites are completely booked because of COVID, man. Like, everybody... Like, why would you stay in a hotel where you have no idea if it's been cleaned? You don't know who was in that bed before you, when you can have your own literal hotel room on right? But yeah, we have no plan right now. We're actually here for 3 weeks. We're not moving for 3 weeks.
Nice.
Living by the beach. We got a little nice beach town here, and we're just gonna enjoy it for a little while.
Now, are you plugged in, or are you running off a generator?
We're plugged in. This is a full hookup site, so yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. And now, I don't do a lot of traveling, especially Northwest, like where you are. But can you just roll into Canada and go to a campground?
I think the
borders are closed.
Yeah.
Oh, the borders. Oh, see.
Yeah. We originally had planned on trying to go to Seattle, and I couldn't find a good campsite there. So I found this one, and we're actually closer to like Portland than we are Seattle. Seattle's like 3-ish hours away, maybe something like that. And I was thinking if we were going to be there, hey, we could just drive up to Vancouver. Vancouver's like right over the border from Seattle. Right. But yeah, the borders are closed. So
I didn't even think about that.
Are you gonna be traveling through the mountains?
It was our first trip here. So we came through Kansas, which is like flat, like tabletop flat almost, and hit Colorado. And the first half of Colorado is pretty much flat as well. We start kind of climbing up in elevation, and then we hit the Rockies, and we took the path we took ended up going kind of a little bit north, so it wasn't like through the mountains, but we could see them all off in the distance, and yeah, it was really cool, man.
Well, if you come back through Colorado, like southwest corner, I really suggest you stop in Telluride, Colorado.
Okay.
It is.
How close is that to like Grand Junction?
They're pretty actually close. They are pretty close. My parents live in Telluride, and it is the most beautiful spot in the United States. So if you actually,
go ahead.
Yeah, if you get through there, definitely make a stop.
I was going to say our original plan was to go straight through Denver on, I think it's 84 or 80 or something like that.
80,
no, 70. I don't remember. Anyway, but there's a forest fire, Glen Canyon, so we couldn't go that way. So yeah, we were going to pass right through like Grand Junction and stuff.
Damn.
But because of the forest fire, we had to go like north and around.
So what's on the bucket list? There's got to be some spots that you have to see, right?
Yeah, there got to be must-haves.
For me personally, like all the big national parks, Tetons, Yellowstone, Yosemite, like going to the Sierra Nevadas and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I want to go to like Montana. I want to go places where there are no people. Yeah. Nat, she likes to see those things too. She's not quite as outdoorsy as me, but I think she'll enjoy them just as much as I do. But I mean, I could go like as long as we get enough fuel, I could go park in the middle of a forest somewhere in camp forever. But I get to go sleep on the ground, honestly. But all that stuff is and I'm learning. Like we've started following a lot more RV people, and I didn't even realize how many cool places there are. What's the place I saw the other day? Zion National Park. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There's this place in there called the Narrows, and it's like this canyon that's like this wide, and it's just this nice little like creek river running through there, and oh my gosh, it's just gorgeous. And I want to go to all those places. So. Yeah,
I mean, you say that it's the year of the RV. It's like on TikTok, you see all these people that are renovating Sprinter vans, and there are things. They open the back door, and there's mountains and a crystal blue lake. It's like, oh my God, that would be the absolute life.
Yeah. Except for how tiny they are.
Except for how tiny those are, yeah.
We met a couple that had just renovated their Sprinter van, a Mercedes Sprinter van, and they let us look inside. And I'm like, wow, this is really nice, but it's this big.
Yep.
I had like a dog and a cat in there with them. I'm like, dude, no way.
And you just said you had 2 cats and you have a dog with y'all, right?
Yeah, I have a very large dog too. Yeah.
And they all get along well.
Yeah. The girl cat, she's pretty sassy, and if anybody comes too close, she swats them. But all right.
Do you follow the homeless millionaires?
Yeah.
They're traveling, right?
Yeah. I think they just had theirs in the shop or something. I don't remember what happened, but I've been in fairly close contact with them for a little while. Yeah.
Okay, good. And another page you need to follow is called Subpar Parks.
Subpar.
So it's like satiric, it's like satire really, but it's all the national parks, and someone makes a graphic and tells you why it sucks. So like, the Indiana Dunes National Park, they put up a graphic that says dunes are not that high. So it's like, it's actually, it's really funny, but yeah.
I'll check that out.
Tell me you got some barbecue places mapped out that you're going to hit.
Supposedly there's a really good barbecue place here. I wanted to go to it the first night. Nat was like, we eat barbecue all the time. We're not going to barbecue. So okay, we can go next weekend. Supposedly there's a really good one here. It's only open on like Friday and Saturday though. So I guess it's like a hot commodity here. But
those are the good places. They're only open on the weekends, and they stay open until the meat runs out.
Yeah, exactly. That's the good places.
Mm-hmm.
But I will definitely, once we start planning kind of the future adventures, I will definitely be mapping out some barbecue places for sure.
There you go. Terry Black's in Texas.
Yeah. We were super excited to have fish and chips when we got here. I've had fish and chips every day since I got here. Nice. Not keto or carnivore or anything. I love fish and chips. Well,
that's what I was going to ask you next, because I didn't plan on bringing up keto or carnivore, but since you brought up food, especially for me personally, like going on vacation and trying to stick to keto or carnivore, or even trying to get into like a gym or a workout is tough. Yeah. You're basically living in a vacation.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's gonna be a weird transition.
What'd you say?
It's gonna be a weird transition because we got to get out of that. We're not on vacation mindset.
Yeah.
You go on vacation, you're there for a few days, eat what you want to, whatever. But it's like we're here for a while.
Yeah. So So what have you been doing since y'all got there? Have you been kind of loose, kind of just enjoying yourself and kind of talking yourself?
Yeah, we got here Saturday evening, and obviously I wasn't trying to cook dinner when we got here or anything like that. But we've been pretty loose. Enjoyed the fish and chips, crab cakes, all the good food.
Yeah.
But we stocked our fridge up, and we're trying to get back. Today was kind of our first all right, let's start getting into our routine, kind of working on the computer, doing our thing, and we got the fridge stocked up with like burger meats, some roast and veggies, and cheese and stuff like that. So our fridge is pretty much keto. So
right.
That's going to be the kind of like every day to day in the past however long. That's our baseline, and but we'll enjoy some other stuff here and there.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I was going to say that's good. You're going to enjoy some local kind of stuff. Yeah, good.
You have to do that. What about your workouts? Did you bring any sort of home gym or bands?
So I forgot my bands hanging in my garage. So it's all right. I can get more if I need to. It's no big deal.
You're there for 3 weeks, right?
Until on to the next place. So
yeah,
I had this big plan to like build a power rack that fit into my trailer hitch on my Jeep. That like folded up, and I could unfold it and have my weights and all this stuff. And obviously that never happened because I was staying until like the very last day renovating and getting stuff together. And not to mention that we're already overweight. These things are only designed to be a certain weight plus your tow vehicle. So we're actually overweight right now, which is okay. Just by a little bit.
Because this is a driver RV, right?
Yeah, it's a motorhome.
Okay, so you're towing the Jeep behind it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But I have some power block adjustable dumbbells. They go from 10 to 50. So I brought those with me so I can at least, I didn't want to have to rely on is there a gym close by? Is it open?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, like, especially with all the COVID stuff, and especially on the West Coast over here, they're like going back and forth, phase 3, all this stuff. And I just didn't want to mess with it. I've got my dumbbells. I can get a pretty decent workout in. I can do some body weight stuff. I went down to the beach this morning and just did some like air squats and push-ups on the beach for like 15
I was gonna say, you got 26 miles of beach.
Yeah.
Get those sprints in.
Yeah. Oof. It's hard to freaking run on the sand. I mean, if you get down there where like the high tide's been or the tide's been, and it's like
it's
the
a little firmer.
Freaking soft sand. It's like, geez.
Yeah, it's not easy at all.
But yeah, I plan on getting back into routine, at least like some body weight, some dumbbell stuff. Like I said, I forgot my bands, but no big deal. And then getting eating kind of back into a somewhat normal state.
Right. You're living in an RV. There ain't nothing normal now.
How long do you guys plan on staying on the road? Is there?
I have no idea, honestly. Like I said, we still have the house, so we're like, well, if we get out there and we hate it, we go home. It's no big deal. But I mean, we're loving it. We're only two days in, so.
Now, is your job waiting for you? Like, is it going to be there when you come back, or?
Yes and no. So when I put in my 6 weeks notice, I gave them 6 weeks notice instead of 2 weeks because I thought that'd be nice. They were like, well, hey, if you come back, you got a job. So, I mean, they're not like, holding it for me necessarily. Like, it's not on hold or anything like that. I am no longer employed there, but they said they would welcome me back, no problem.
That's awesome.
If I wanted to, so.
Because
Do what?
They're aware that it could be 1 month, it could be 3 months, right?
Yeah, kind of like I'm telling you guys. I mean, we have no idea. We may get out there and hate it and decide to come home. So, but we may get out there and love it and sell our house and never go back. Who knows? I mean,
Crazy.
I'm trying to find some like online ones to do. So.
Yeah,
I love your.
No, I was gonna say, you said you're doing some coaching and stuff, right?
Or you were? I tried to kind of get into it a little bit, and honestly, man, I'm pretty bad about like staying on social media. Like I said, I've never been a social media person. I'm trying to get better. I'm working on it, but it's just hard for me to stay consistent on here, especially with all the RV renovation and stuff. Like I said, I had kind of anticipated or planned on doing like some sort of like DIY videos and stuff during the renovation. I didn't do any of that either because I'm like, gotta get out there, gotta get to work.
Yeah.
I'm 6 hours in, I'm like, I never set up my phone to do a video. Just things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember your wife's push for your 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
You just got going.
Yeah.
And I was going to say before, I loved when you had your first, not that your first breakdown in the RV was good, but you on the side of the freeway, just cracking the beer.
That's what you do. When you break down.
Kind of like that, whatever.
Yeah. I had like 3 beers while we were sitting there waiting on the stuff. Hey, man, that's life,
Yeah.
Just, roll with it.
Well, that's awesome. How old, if you don't mind us asking, how old are you guys? Because we were talking about that before.
She's 26, and I will be 31 on Thursday.
Oh, damn.
Very cool. And
so, you just had a birthday, right, Kieran?
I did. The 15th I did, yeah.
Happy belated birthday, man.
Thank you, man. Happy early birthday to you.
Thank you.
Hopefully the road treats you well. So I'm really intrigued by this. Just I know we talked about it a little bit before about you guys kind of both wanting to do this, but why? Like, what did you travel a lot as a kid with your family? Did her family, did they do a lot of road trips? What was the main thing?
So no, like the most vacation traveling I had ever done up to the time I met her was like Florida.
Yeah.
Like Redneck Riviera, Destin, Fort Walton. That's about as much as I've ever done. And we went camping a lot. Like, my dad, very outdoorsy. So we would go camping pretty much like every year. We had, Arkansas is it's the natural state. I mean, there's a lot of state parks. There's a lot of nice, pretty areas there. But like I said, I hadn't really done much traveling of any sort until I met her. Her mom's from California originally, and her stepdad is from Wales. And he played on the PGA Tour for like 1 or 2 years maybe. And so she's been to like China, all over the place. She's been back home, like, to his home back in Wales and like all these like. So once I met her, though, I caught the travel bug, and we've been, Greece, France, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Bahamas. Like,
oh wow,
we love traveling. I mean, that's our thing. And the RV thing, I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't know where it stems from originally, to be honest. I think we just kind of saw it and was like, oh, that'd be really cool. And then, like I said, we kind of, as COVID started, kind of world's in chaos anyway, might as well do something crazy, right? We don't have kids. We don't have anything really tying us down. Like I said, I had a pretty good job. She had a pretty good job. But especially with COVID stuff and her being a ICU nurse, like it was really weighing on her hard.
Yeah.
It was just freaking stressful. And, she makes some pretty decent income too from her sales stuff. So we were just like, let's get the hell out of here. I mean, why not?
Seemed like a perfect time, huh?
Yeah.
I am so jealous. My fiance and I were just talking about it because we both just want to get the hell out of here. But I have my son, he's 14. His mom would never let me take him away. She's got a 7-year-old son. His dad would never let her take him away. It's like, God, we're counting down the years till we can do something like this.
Right.
Yeah. That's another thing too. I mean, like I said, no kids, so we're not tied down with anything like hard set in stone. And most people do this when they retire, when they're old and can't do things. Like, we want to be able to go out and enjoy all the things. Like, I don't want to just go to a park, like a national park or something, and just like park there and, hey, look at those pretty mountains over there, and not be able to go to them and
hike them.
Yeah, and like all the cool things, So we are reverse retiring, I like to call it. We're retiring now, and then we'll work later.
That's amazing.
I might be looking a little too deep into this whole thing, but is any part of this y'all's way of figuring out where you want to settle down, like visiting all these different spots? So
where we're at in Arkansas, the area we're in is not too bad. We like it. I mean, we've lived there for several years now. Northwest Arkansas is much more kind of like our scene, I guess you want to call it. It's just kind of where we would like to be if we were going to be in Arkansas. I'm kind of the mindset of thinking, let's explore the U.S. and like see, because I've never been over here. I've never been to Oregon and Washington and like Colorado and all these things. And dude, just driving through here, I'm like, holy crap, I could live here forever. Like, these places are so beautiful. Not that Arkansas is not beautiful. It's just it's a whole different world over here. I mean, there's actual mountains here and like,
and it's definitely different driving through places. I know my wife always gets mad at me when we're driving through a new place, and she's like, "What are you looking at?" I said, "I'm looking at everything. I haven't seen any of this before." So it's definitely different driving through than just flying over and landing, 8 states over or whatever.
Yeah, for sure, dude. You get to see all the in between stuff. That's what I was talking to somebody, I don't remember who. It's like, that's the cool thing about driving somewhere. Like, road trips are one thing. I mean, being able to be in the RV and actually like staying in the RV and like all that is, I think, it takes it a step further. But we were driving through Wyoming, and I saw like freaking bison just walking down the side of the road, and pronghorn. Like, I've never seen pronghorn in real life before.
Damn.
It's just like the coolest thing. And they're just right there. I don't know, man. I'm kind of using this as I don't know how she feels about it, but I'm kind of using this as where would I like to settle down, and like, who knows?
Yeah, because who knows? You might get into, I don't know, Illinois or Mississippi and fall in love with an area, and then put some roots down.
I mean, there's so much to see. It's like, when I was growing up, I was in a snow skiing family. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old, and we never did the ocean. So we were always out in Jackson Hole or Utah or Colorado.
Yeah.
So I really didn't see the ocean until I became an adult and went on my own. It's like you kind of find out what draws you. Like, I think about the mountains and the ocean. I just like, I just want to go and I just want to stay. So what you guys are doing, that's just, and especially at your young age, because I'm the old guy on these things, it seems like always. I'll be 45 next month, and all the stuff that you're doing right now is something I wish I would have done, And so
definitely
more power to you guys, and just freaking look at it all, travel it all, see it all, do it all. Just have a freaking blast.
Yeah, and even even at 31 and 26, nothing says that you guys haven't seen a lot already. But like I grew up, I'm the complete opposite of John. I grew up at the beach, and I lived a third of my young life 30 feet from the ocean. Ugh. And it wasn't until mid 30s I took a family vacation to the lake, a lake house in the mountains, and I was like, I think I'm a lake guy. I grew up on the ocean, but I think I'm a lake guy. So, you guys have probably seen a lot already, but who knows like what you're going to tap into your soul with some of this stuff. Like I had no idea I was into this, or, you know what I mean? And that's the cool part, I think, is you're going to be not only seeing all these new things, but you're going to be finding out a lot about yourself that you probably didn't even know.
For sure. I mean, it's all about perspective too. Like I said, I mean, Arkansas is a pretty state. If you've never been, like, it's mostly like kind of rolling hills. I mean, I call them hills. There's some mountains there, I guess, if you want to call them that.
I listen to Bobby Bones. I listen to Bobby Bones every day. I feel like I've been to Arkansas.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a beautiful state. It really is. There's some gorgeous areas there, but I've seen it. I've seen it a bunch. I grew up there, and so coming out here, it's just a whole different. It's a new world, and it just opens up. Yeah, like you said, like your soul. I mean, there's things start to make you feel different ways, ways you've never felt before.
Yeah, and especially when you can get outside the kind of like the city fog and the city lights and stuff, like your senses start taking over, and like I'm sure you're like smelling things you've never smelled before, or like the mountain air, like that feels really different,
Oh, it's amazing. It's like
Arkansas is like freaking humid, sticky, nasty heat, like it's like Florida, Louisiana, or something like that. We got here and walked out the first morning, and I'm like, God, like this is freaking nice. Like this is awesome. And all I have is like tank tops and stuff, so I'm like, I gotta go buy some shirts.
Are you gonna come through Minnesota?
We probably will at some point. I plan on. We're our initial plan is Washington, and then just working our way down like PCH, kind of coming down through Oregon and California, and we're gonna kind of follow the weather. Like we're gonna kind of migrate south as it starts to get more and more into winter. Just kind of stay in that temperate weather, whatever. So. And then probably go home for the holidays once Thanksgiving, Christmas rolls around, somewhere in there. But yeah, I mean, I plan on making a tour of the whole U.S. at some point.
Just stay out of Minnesota in the winter.
Oh God,
yeah. You don't want to come here.
We're gonna stay south when it's winter and maybe head north when it's summertime.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely come towards the East Coast. We have every season, but it's all pretty mild. No snow.
That's what I want some snow at some point.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
You guys get?
I was
gonna say, you're probably gonna say the same thing. Do you get snow in Arkansas?
Very little. Northwest Arkansas gets more than where we're at in central Arkansas. I haven't seen snow in where we're at home in like a couple of years, I don't think. So.
That's the same way we are.
A little bit of flurries here and there, but yeah, nothing.
We're in an area that if they call for flurries the next day, they shut down schools automatically.
Yes, that's pretty much how we are too.
God, you guys.
I'm sorry, we get heavy rain and wind, and they're like postponing 2 hours for openings. It's nuts.
Yeah.
We had a polar vortex a couple years ago where they literally closed down schools because it was too freaking cold out. Like, it gets cold and snowy, and
it was so cold y'all had to make up a new word. That's what happened.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like you saw in Chicago, that polar vortex hit Chicago, and the Great Lakes were freezing cars and ice. Yeah. It was just nuts. But I've grown up around snow, whether it's here or out in the mountains, and I love it. But God, do I love it.
I'm a cold weather person. I love the cold, cooler climates and stuff, and she is the exact opposite. So we got to kind of give and take a little bit for each other.
There you go. Yeah. What is she doing right now?
She's on a call for work.
Oh.
Yeah. So this time down pretty good. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you guys are there for 3 more weeks?
Yeah, we're here for 3 weeks total, and no idea where we're going from here. We'll start to plan it out, in a week or so.
Are y'all gonna y'all have a pretty good following, especially your wife has a really good following on social media. Are y'all gonna be trying to do any meetups and stuff like that?
I don't know. We've kind of thought about it. There's obviously a lot of people, especially for her, there's a lot of people like, hey, I want to meet up with you. I love to meet you and all this stuff.
Right.
I'm like, I think it'd be really cool to meet some of our Instagram friends in person. I mean, like if I was going to come to Minneapolis for the strongman comp, like I definitely we would have went.
I know. We were going to get brisket.
All the freaking brisket we would eat, yeah, for sure. But I think it'd be pretty cool. We don't have anything planned right now, but I'm sure we'll probably do something at some point, yeah.
Very cool.
So awesome. So I'm so freaking jealous. I got goosebumps half time we were talking just because, like, God damn it, jealous.
He's going to be living vicariously through you guys.
Hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to do better and actually like posting stuff about where we're at and what we're doing and just kind of just be present. I've been like I said, just nose to the wheel, like going in this RV for like I haven't worked out in like weeks, probably months now. I don't even know.
Which is probably why you guys are going to stay so long at this first spot to kind of wind down and just kind of enjoy it, right?
Yeah,
that's
sure.
Awesome.
Yeah,
well,
we won't be doing. Oh, sorry. I was going to say we won't be doing like 2,500-mile trips anymore either. That was just to get here.
Okay.
And the next place will be maybe a couple 100 miles or something like that.
That's kind of like the buy-in to the commitment, right? We're going to go so far away that we can't just turn back around the next day and come back, right? We're stuck there.
It's happening.
Because I think, Jacob, you and I talked about this months ago about you coming on to talk about this, and we were waiting for you to kind of get on the road, right?
Yeah.
We're going to have to touch back after the holidays and kind of see everything where you've gone again, because I think that'll be a cool story too.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell everyone where they can follow you, where they can follow y'all's trip, where you guys are going to be active on, so people can follow.
I just joined Facebook today. I'll friend you guys on there.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram. Like I said, I haven't been doing anything hardly on there for the last I don't know how long, but I'm getting back into the flow of things. So I'm on Instagram, wayward.waymack. That's my last name. We also have a RV specific page. It's Class A Ways, no periods, anything, just all one word. And we have a YouTube channel. I think it's Class A Ways as well. We haven't updated anything on there, like I said, because I never got around to videoing anything while we were doing stuff. So we'll probably work on that, just kind of now that we're going, hey, this is what we think about it. This is what we're doing. This is what we wish we would have known, those kind of things. I mean, it's like typical RV stuff. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's awesome.
So awesome.
And like John said, and for whoever's listening, because my wife listens to the podcast, don't get me wrong. I love my wife. I love my kids. I love my life, but definitely a little envious of you right now. I think it's an awesome thing y'all are doing. Perfect time of your lives. So kudos, man. Awesome.
Yeah. I don't like to say you only live once because you live every day, but
right.
You only opportunities, you just got to take them when you can, man.
Yeah.
Like, don't pass it up, because that was one of the biggest things was her and I was like, I don't want to look back and say, what if we had?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't we?
Right.
I'd rather do it, end up freaking hating it, and say at least we tried, and go back home or do whatever, and who knows? I mean, you never know what might come of this. I mean, so.
Awesome. So happy for you guys.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, so we definitely need to do this again. Like I said, maybe like after the holidays and see where you are. If open invite Minnesota, Virginia. Yep. If you're around, we'll definitely have to get together.
When we get to Virginia, I'll definitely be hitting up you and Brandon, because
Brandon's like 5 minutes down the road from me.
Yeah.
So, well, hey man, appreciate your time. I mean, it doesn't seem like you're that busy anymore anyway, so. But
anytime you want to talk, man, I'm here.
Go enjoy your day, bud.
Next time might be from the beach. I might talk to you guys from the beach.
Awesome.
Sounds good, man. Well, go enjoy it.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
We'll talk soon.
Dude.
All right, guys.
Later. Right. Trying to figure out how to hang up. There he is. The guy's awesome.
No, it's perfect. Yeah. I should have asked him how many things are held together by duct tape, because that's how my RV would be all duct tape and Gorilla Glue.
Just watching some of his videos that him and Natalie were making of the renovation, like, man, just taking shit apart, putting it back together, and like, I don't do well with tedious type work. Right. But holy crap, he did a great job. They both did.
Good for them. So if he was talking too fast, wayward.waymack is his personal account. And then Class A Ways. I always thought it was Class A Ways, which also sounds cool too. But
did I.
Class A Ways is the trip, or the RV account.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm following that. I think I am. Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So, yeah, very cool.
Guys, everybody out there listening, hop on Instagram, give them a follow. Check out the Class A Ways Instagram, because you can see the RV, the befores, the afters. So cool.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this podcast, or if you follow either one or both of us, you're probably already following his wife, lowcarbhighfat.nat. Jacob is her other half. He is not tech savvy, not social media savvy, but he is an up and coming person, I guess you could say. But
he is
a cool guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And remember, everybody, we appreciate you listening. We could use those reviews, those stars, those whatever you want to give us.
Donations of brisket, whatever.
Yes, brisket, all the brisket. Download the episodes, because that moves us up on the Apple platform and everything else. So we appreciate everybody that has been listening thus far.
Yes. Share the video, share our podcast.
YouTube.
We truly appreciate it. Yep. We are on YouTube, Forged from Fat. We are on Instagram at Forged from Fat. You can find me at Kieran.Carabine on Instagram, the Keto Firefighter on Facebook.
Yep, the Keto Colombian on Instagram, as well as Facebook. And we have www.foragefromfat.com. You can leave us some messages, email us, whatever you guys want to do. Forage from Fat on Instagram, message us, give us some ideas.
And then also, for those that don't know, we are doing a charity run in March. We're doing an ultra marathon to raise money and awareness for first responder mental health and the prevention of suicide. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, the Green Collective Runs, we are running 50 miles in March. So that'll be fun. And if you'd like to donate, just hit us up. We'll let you know how you can do that. That would be much appreciative. And until next time.
Yes, sir. We will be dropping this episode on Friday. And I hope you have a fantastic week ahead of you, my friend.
All right, you too, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
Bye.